Okay, here we go. Now where am I supposed to stand for you to see me? Right, here? Yeah, I think we're good. Well, it's been a long time, and I'm sorry, I'm really sorry about disappearing for a long time. But I'm finally here in Scotland, on the road, and we are, can you believe it, we are in Skye from the summer. And I'm very thrilled to be here. Gosh, I need to remind myself how to talk to a camera alone. So we'll get on with it, So we're in Skye, and behind me is the iconic, the dramatic Culling Mountains of Skye. They are one of the most iconic mountain ranges in the UK. And they are currently shrouded in clouds, so we can't really see their dramatic jagged top. And to be honest, of the entire week I've been on this island, they haven't revealed themselves to me yet. They've always been shrouded in mist and cloud, which is appropriate because the Gaelic name for the Isle of Skye is Anchiel and Scianach, and in Gaelic, Sciahal is the word for misty or mist. So it's supposed to be the Misty Isles, and indeed it is. And these mountains have really fierce names as well. I believe right in the middle, somewhere, there's a mountain called Sgor Galav, and Galav means terrible. And there's another one called Sgor Du Mor, and Mor is big, and Du means black, and it's literally the big black mountain. So no wonder photographers from all over the globe come here just to capture these black and fierce and terrible mountains of atmosphere and of shape. But today we're not here for the mountains. Believe you me, we're not here to photograph the most obvious subjects, but rather we're here to look for some coastal patterns on the scattered beaches and coastlines here. And whatever do I mean by coastal patterns, and why we're not photographing the mountains? Well, it's midday, so the light is terrible for these kind of dramatic mountain images, and they're in clouds. So we are ignoring the dramatic, the obvious mountain, and going down to the beach, to the coastline, to look for patterns, textures, and smaller, intimate sceneries among the rocks and tide pools. And this is the sort of photography I'm beginning to appreciate more, just to tread very carefully and slowly on something that most people would walk past. And when you spotted something interesting, to set down your tripod and to really move it inch by inch, and to finesse your composition and the images you have in mind. And that's something you take very slowly, and it really is a what's the word? It's almost healing to the heart. It's almost therapeutic. That's the word for me. I'm no geologist, but I do appreciate the shapes, the wonderful shapes the cooling of lava makes. And that's why we're here today, to walk around, to wander the coastline, to find those compositions that most people would walk past. Well, so the first shot I found, what intrigued me to take this shot is the contrast. So we have all these jagged, rectangular, I don't know what they're called in geological terms, but I think they are volcanic. That's what gives them the shape, the geometric shapes. So we have a very rectangular rock, a corner of a slab, and by the side of it is a well-weathered, rounded rock, and I quite like the contrast between the two. The two of the corners makes kind of a heart shape, so it is quite an interesting pattern I found. And yeah, it's the first shot I'm going to take today, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. Right. You see, this is what I love about these kind of photography. Every few steps you take, you find something completely different and interesting. And that's why a coastline like this on Skye is absolutely perfect. It's made up of so many different kinds of rock formations, and they're all eroding together, they're all colliding into each other and forming this wonderful pattern playground of textures and shapes. Now this rock I find particularly interesting. I believe it's a softer rock, and you can see the element that has carved all these little valleys and these amazing textures into it. And when you look up close, it's like it's like viewing the Grand Canyon, but in a miniature way, which is amazing. And I do want to photograph this, but not today because it's midday, and I believe to really show the beauty, the textures and the patterns, we need the sun to be lower in the sky, and to really show the amazing quality erosion has made to this amazing rock on the beach. I think I'm probably pushing my boundary on abstractness in this photograph. So we have another rock which is also eroded with marks and lines and really interesting abstract patterns on it, but all these lines are emphasized by, well, let's just say they're dark. They are, it might be some kind of microorganism that's given the marks this color, but it really makes the lines stand out. And we have, so this image is all about the lines, all about the shape, how they intersect with each other, and how they form this abstract and a geometrical pattern, a web of shapes really. And I quite like it. It's very abstract, very different from what I would usually shoot. Yeah, I hope you like it as well. Alright, I think this will be my last image before I have lunch and call it a day. Yeah, again, very nice pattern, but this time the pattern is less random, but more ordered. So we have here two main cracks on a slab making a cross shape. If you look really closely, there are just so many shapes produced from all kinds of different mechanism, I suppose, natural mechanisms that you can spot from the single image. Yeah, this will be my last one, I think. Yeah, so today is just a wee outing out on the coast here by the village I'm staying at, and yeah, it's been a lovely day. It's been quite productive, quite a few images, and as I said, I've gotten quite into intimate photography, and it was really good practice for me, and it felt like a few hours of study on a single subject, rocks at sea. Yeah, so that was quite good. And yeah, you can see the clouds are sort of lifting now on the Kulu Mountains, and we can see, I believe that peak on the right is called Bennett Claw. I'm not sure about what claw means, but Bennett's Mountain, and that is the something mountain. And on the left is Glassbin Moord, which is the big grey mountain. So yeah, 2 peaks, 2 peaks out of, I don't know, dozens. But yeah, so hopefully at some point there will be a clear day, and I'm sure there will be. So I'll be staying here for 3 months, and I'll be very disappointed if they're covered all the way through. Right, I'm gonna enjoy my lunch. It's a mustard, ham and cheese and tomato sandwich. Oh, I've been looking forward to this for a long time. Right, so I suppose I'll leave you here, and I hope you enjoyed this little comeback of mine, this little reintroduction to my channel. There will be more content for sure of my life on the Isle of Skye, more photography, definitely, and more adventurous. So I guess I'll leave you here. Hopefully we'll be photographing some mountains next time. Sláinte mhath, that's good health in Gaelic. Goodbye.